What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of this week's Brick Built Mindset podcast. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please go back to last week's episode. I did my annual podcast with my fiance, where we're talking about growth mindset, talking about relationships, and how to better yourself in the relationship. So if you guys haven't done so, please go back and give that a listen. So today's message is surrounding the thoughts around sacrifice. And I want to use myself today as an example. If you've been following along with me and paying close attention to my journey over the last several years that I've been sharing, there's been a lot of different changes. There's been a lot of different transitions, and a lot of which have not been at my will or at my own decision. Me and my fiance are going the whole route of her in residency. And if you are familiar with residency, you have very little, control over where you go and what you do. So we've been battling that and dealing with that over the last several years. And if you're listening to this, you probably are like, yeah, that's life. You usually have to deal with transition. You have to deal with unexpected results. You have to deal with unexpected positioning and statuses as you go. And I agree. You don't really know what life is going to throw at you, and you don't really know where you're going to end up. But I'm just sharing from my perspective and from my journey point. And what I thought I had to continuously do was sacrifice and give up my dreams and my goals that I had, mapped out for myself. And this is something that I continuously battle with. And it's something that I continue to battle with and contemplate whether I can do it or how can I find another way out of sacrificing. And to be honest, during this whole time of me sacrificing, or what I thought was a sacrifice, I thought in the back of my head, like most humans do, that I will have salvation. I will have redemption. And for all my sacrifices that I've made, I will one day be able to crash in and get the things that I want and get the places that I want to be and be where I want to be. And to be honest, I think this is a very inefficient way of thinking. And the reality is sacrifice is not salvation. Sacrifice is not redemption by any means. And I got this perspective by listening to my guy. Of course, I name drop him every other episode, and Jay Shetty. And he mentions that sacrifice doesn't make you a better partner. Sacrifice doesn't make you a better friend or a better person. And when I heard that, it really resonated with me because I've, had similar messages and similar lessons in the past where it's, let's not think of this relationship as a sacrifice, but rather a compromise. Sacrifice leads to resentment because it's always going to be, I gave this up for you at the end of the day. So, like I mentioned before, my goal is to learn the skill of compromise and to adopt the mindset of this is going to better my future and I need to be exactly where my feet are. So my message for you all today is for those of you battling, and I'm really talking to myself, the battle of sacrifice and I have to give this up in order to be here, or I have to do this in order to get that, and I have to give this up for that person. I want you guys to think about it from the perspective of this is the compromise. This is going to better my situation. This is going to better my status. This is going to better my relationship. And if you think about it from a compromising standpoint and that both sides can win, I promise you, you're going to have a lot more fulfillment and that the goals and the dreams that you set out for yourself will be fulfilled. And you will live a dream, whether that is your dream you started off with or is the dream that you continuously have to mold and nurture and continue to dream. I promise you that it will come to pass. Work on your perspective, find new answers to get the things done that you wish to get done, and don't think of sacrifice in the sense of lose-win. Think of it as a compromise and both sides win. Sacrifice is not salvation.